Hey everybody, welcome back. You know what time it is. Time to look at some awful weddings that actually happen. Oh, I'm just picturing the bride being like, oh my god, you know what would be so cute? Let's take some pictures by the urinal. Oh my god, it'll be so cute. So memorable. Just peeking out there. Were they using the urinals when they wanted the photo? It's just a nice little collective bridal party potty break. Well, it's certainly memorable, isn't it? Bridal parties pretend to be shot like deer and dragged into reception. Why though? Is that like a metaphor for something? Why does one need to be shot and dragged into a wedding ceremony? Am I reading too much into this? Needing to vent / get advice. So I've been best friends with this guy for 14 years, right? He decided to start an event planning business about a year and a half ago. He threw both my gender reveal and baby shower last year, and both were great. When I got engaged, I couldn't wait to have him plan my wedding. I'm getting married in Texas, however, I'm stationed in Louisiana. Future husband and I are both active duty military. So everything that needed to be done for the wedding was done through the planner. We sent thousands of dollars to him, and we were under the impression that our October 3rd wedding was fully paid for, only to find out last night he hasn't paid for half the venue. Oh, this is bad.
Very bad. Very, very bad.
We were supposed to meet with him yesterday to look at the wedding decor and he completely ghosted us. All calls go to voicemail, all messages won't deliver or go unread. I'm so distraught because I don't know how much money he's taken without paying for things, and I'm a month away from my wedding. He was one of my best friends and the godfather to my son. Bro. I'm also 6 months pregnant and my house was just hit by Hurricane Laura, so I had to evacuate. Everything is going so badly and I'm getting to the point of giving up on my wedding. I feel like the police won't do anything but take a police report, and suing him would cost more than the amount that he actually stole. Plus, I'd never actually get the money back still. Does anyone have any advice on what I could do?
At times like this, I guess all you can do is laugh.
I mean, you don't have to actually sue him, but you could scare him with a letter.
You get the scary threatening letter?
Nice little letter from your attorney. Nothing like a little nudge from the lawyer, you know? And by the way, this is your reminder to subscribe. On this video, we post daily content. We laugh at things on the internet that, seem quite absurd. Come, join us. Plenty of room. Wedding videographer here. How the couple feels about each other usually comes out during the cake cutting. When I see a new bride or groom aggressively smash a cake into the other's face, I usually feel like that's a strong sign of an unbalanced relationship. Sometimes they're both having fun with it and you can tell it's cool, but most of the time you can tell that the person with the cake on their face is either shocked or angry about it. I mean, yeah, I would think that getting ready and spending thousands of dollars on photographers and makeup and, you know, all to look perfect, I would imagine feeling upset if someone smashed a cake in my face at my own wedding. It would be somewhat humiliating. If you've watched my video, How to Get a Divorce at Your Own Wedding, you know that it's kind of like, I don't think it will ever be funny. It's always really awkward. Am I the a-hole for pulling my daughter out of a wedding? So the short story for background is that I have bad anxiety that runs from okay to severe. I had a miscarriage several months ago that really hasn't helped at all. Back in January, our friends asked if our daughter could be in their wedding as a flower girl. I was thrilled about it, and of course we said yes. This was before the miscarriage. Since then, it became harder for me to focus on things, and admittedly was a little bit flaky with planning on getting together with her for flower girl practice and things like that. I had a huge bout of anxiety right before their wedding, and I refused to go or let my girls out of my sight. My husband was in the wedding party and he wanted to take her anyway, but I told him he wasn't taking my daughter and they would have to understand. She's just a flower girl, it's not a big deal, and I just couldn't handle it. The bride is furious with me now. She called me to scream at me and tell her I was a B-word for using my anxiety as an excuse to not come to the wedding and keep my daughter away. She accused me of wasting her time and money. I told her she needed to read up on mental illness and hung up on her. Now everyone is mad at me. My own husband agreed with her, calling me a B-word and said I was rude and inconsiderate and that I caused problems between him and the groom because of the little tantrum the bride threw. I don't owe anyone an explanation for my illness, and I don't think I'm the one at fault, especially when they know how not myself I've been. My mom agrees that they're acting entitled to my time and my daughter and need to let it go. I can completely understand not wanting to go to a wedding because you're going through something. I get that. But I fail to see how stopping your daughter from going to that wedding helps in any way. I just don't. I don't really see how any of those things are correlated. But let's see what Reddit had to say. You're the a-hole. There was no reason your husband couldn't have taken her to be the flower girl since he was in the wedding. There's a question. Why do you only care about your daughter not going to the wedding? Why were you okay with like your husband going to the wedding? It's not like she would have been there by herself.
I don't care about any of this. All I care about is my daughter.
Get therapy, get it now. Your daughter's not your emotional support animal and you don't want to have this kind of dependency on your kid. It's the harsh truth, but I think I agree. Exactly, I have severe anxiety, so it's not like I don't understand how debilitating it is, but you never get to put your disorder on another person, certainly not a child. So as you can see, this person was dubbed the a-hole, which is rare for Reddit. Hi, I'm hoping to create a hay urinal for my wedding in a few weeks. See picture. Hence, I'm chasing one round of hay and roughly the size in the picture. Obviously, type of hay and quality aren't important. Oh, well, that's good to know. Not picky on the hay type. Just looking for something cheap. Pick up near ideal. Thank you. Imagine having to pee at that thing. You should take your shiwi. Come on, ladies. You guys know what a shiwi is? Oh, it's fun. I once saw a girl try to use a shiwi at a urinal at a festival, and it was super freaking awkward. It was like the most awkward thing I've ever seen. Is that Thanos?
Tell me his name again.
It is Thanos! How did you get him to come to your wedding?
I am inevitable.
He's got the big hand and everything. Oh, wow. Okay, sure.
Babe, Thanos needs to be at my wedding. It is non-negotiable.
Drink ticket etiquette. Hi all. So for dry wedding reception, we are hosting a coffee truck instead of a bar. That being said, espresso drinks can get very pricey when ordered with all the bells and whistles, whipped cream, 2+ flavors, specialty milk, large size, etc. So I'm thinking of giving out drink tickets to my guests, of which will be 100+. I want to put something like drink ticket, good for one drink at a value of $4 at Rise and Shine Coffee Truck. Is it tacky to put a dollar amount on there? I don't know what else to do since not putting a dollar limit would be a disaster. 100+ drinks for over $6 a piece is way out of my 23-year-old college student budget. Opinions. That's kind of, that's a tough one. I've been to a wedding before where they had like a pay what you can bar, you know? Like it's just one of the, or you could do like a, yeah, that's a tough one. Also, dry wedding, really? Oh man. Upsetting. Imagine how hyper everyone at this wedding will be. They're gonna be buzzing. I highly doubt that people will have more than a couple of different drinks. I would be a little concerned if they had, more than one. That's definitely a problem that I have not encountered before. Should I use a smoke bomb to stop a wedding? No, you should not. 91 people found this helpful. Whatever happened to a good old I object? Now we're using smoke bombs? Brides' lives matter! Really? Is that necessary? I think it's a little inappropriate, I'm not gonna lie. The priest asked any objections. Her 90-year-old Italian grandpa stood up silent for a minute, sat saying, no, I kid. Oh, geez, that's a good one. Apparently this grandpa was Italian, and as an Italian, I am not surprised. Phone went off in the middle of a ceremony. The middle-aged priest was unamused, paused the ceremony, started lecturing on the etiquette of church service. Turns out it was his phone ringing. Isn't that nice? Am I the a-hole for requesting that my brother gives me £20,000 to help me pay for my wedding since he makes a lot more than me? I already know where this is going, but let's just entertain it. Why not? I, 23 female, am engaged to my fiance, 27 male. I'm also the mother to my daughter, 4. I wasn't able to go to a university full-time since I was raising my daughter. However, I am currently studying history online, where I will hopefully be able to become a history teacher. Balancing studying while raising my daughter hasn't been easy. However, having my fiance support the family has really helped, since my fiance works in a research lab. We have enough money to live comfortably, but saving up money to have our dream wedding would take years. My brother, 28 male, works as a hospital doctor. His wife also works as a hospital doctor. So to say that they are well off would be an understatement. My brother hasn't had the same struggles of raising a child since they both don't want children. I don't mind the fact that they both don't have kids, but they have been able to save a lot of money due to this. Recently, I asked my brother if he'd be able to help pay for my wedding, since having him contribute to my wedding would help make it a magical moment for me. My brother offered to give me £5,000 toward my wedding, which surprised me. I might be wrong here, but surely as a hospital doctor, my brother should be able to contribute more to my wedding? I told him that I'd really appreciate it if he could give me £20,000 for my wedding, since it would really mean a lot to me. But he refused. That's kind of like a down payment on a house. I'm not surprised as to why he refused. I'd be lying if I said I didn't make my annoyance with my brother clear and I told him his refusal to help pay for my wedding was selfish. Interesting. Because I think you're kind of selfish, but that's Let's just keep going. If he doesn't help contribute to my wedding, then he won't be able to come, since it's not my fault that I don't have a lot of money to fund my wedding. We had an argument afterwards and I haven't been returning his calls. The rest of my family is helping to contribute to my wedding, which makes his refusal worse. Despite my brother's actions, my father thinks that I'm being too harsh on him and that me not inviting him to my wedding would be upsetting for him. Am I missing something here? Yes, I think that there's some things that were missed. Bro, my brother would never give me 5,000 pounds, like ever. And I wouldn't even ask him. Entitled. Okay, so as you can probably guess, Reddit don't take no shit, and they have dubbed this person the a-hole. You're the a-hole. He offered you money and he didn't have to. You are entitled. Exactly what I thought. And I'm an expert on entitlement. Not because I am entitled, but because I have done probably about 18,356 entitled people videos at this time, so expert. In what world would OP not be the a-hole? I struggle to take this one seriously and I'm leaning toward this being a troll post. Possibility. Surely no one could be that unaware. A wedding is the bride and groom's problem, not their families. OP is not an a-hole for asking for help, but for kicking up a tantrum when they weren't happy with the answer. I mean, yeah, if you wanted to ask and you really, really need help, asking for help is not a big deal. I do agree with that, but you shouldn't be angry if someone just says no. Just because they're a doctor doesn't mean that maybe they don't have, you know, reasons, things they want to spend their own money on that they earned, money they earned being doctors. I would say troll, but I had a friend who got married and basically had no money. They asked their friends and family to pay for all of it, including soliciting money for the cake, flowers, and the groom's suit, and money for a new apartment. They still complained that people didn't give them enough when they spent literally no money on anyone other than themselves. Isn't it kind of like a thing for entitled people to do that? You know, just never really feel like it's enough. And here, to finish up this video, we have a beautiful wedding gown with a live newborn baby attached to the train.
You serious?
Just nestled in there. Interesting. Interesting choice. Was it your baby? Did you rent it? Like, alrighty guys, that's the video. That's all I have to say for now, except one very important thing. Go buy toilet paper. Subscribe!